morning everybody. So you know already, basically we are going to study about lesson number 1 of 10th standard. First lesson is Advent of Europeans to India. Advent means, what is the meaning of Advent? Advent means here arrival. So Europeans, many more countries are there. Europe is a continent. In that continent, more than 49 countries are there. So this is the main thing. And why did they come to India? This is the question here. And not only one or two countries, more countries came to India. For what purpose they came to India? This is the question. So that reason I am going to tell about Europeans, why did they come to India. So here, you know that basically India and Europe countries, they had been trading with both, between India and Europe. Trade was going for a long time. So trade and commerce, it is the oldest occupation for merchants, and by this European countries getting lot of profit from our country. Why they have been attracted to our country? Basically, many more countries are there. In the eastern countries, many countries are there. So, Asian countries, China is there, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan, many countries are there. But all countries also left them and they came to India because of what we have. Or what we have, this is the question. We have lot of spices. This is the main thing. See here, India was very famous for ginger, cardamom, pepper and other spices. These are very important for our cooking. You know, European countries, they have attracted towards our country. Why? Because trade. If by getting any kind of trade with India, we get good profit, they thought themselves. So that reason they have decided to trade with our countries. So then onwards Europeans came to India. So that reason we have taken this lesson as an advent of Europeans to India. Our yaad bandu advent of Europeans to India ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಿಂಜರ್, ಕಾರ್ಡಮಮ್, ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬಹಳ ಇವು ಸಾಂಬಾರು ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸಾಂಬಾರು ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವುಗಳಿಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೆಲೆನೇ ಆ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ trade was going between through land routes and through sea routes. Land route ಮೂಲಕನೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ sea route ಮೂಲಕನೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. However they started from India through, they started from Europe, they have to reach first Constantinople, then they go towards Europe, then they go towards India. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಸಹ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಹೊರಟ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಂಡ್ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್. ಇದೊಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಮೇನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅಂತ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್? ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು? ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ Constantinople, or this is known as Byzantium. Byzantium, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೀಬಹುದು. This is known as another name Byzantium. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಿಂದ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅದನ್ನ Byzantium ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So when India starts from its trade through Constantinople and reached to Europe. And when they came to India, first they have to reach Constantinople, then they have reached to India. So that reason it became the center of international trade and commerce. So that reason this is known as gateway of European trade. Constantinople is known as gateway of European trade. This is one more question very prominent. And one more question will be asked here. Which are the important spices arriving from India to Europe? This is also one more question. This is also very important. One more question you can mention clearly. So understood? So Constantinople, okay, we thought Constantinople is the center of international trade and commerce, and this is known as gateway of European trade. But here, who were they? Trade was going very easily. They were also coming, we were also going. Trade was very easily going. It has been going for a long time. But at the same time, Seljuk Turks or Ottoman Turks, we are calling as Seljuk Turks or Ottoman Turks, their eyes kept on Constantinople. So why? Trade was going from India to Europe or from Europe to India was going. European merchants were getting too much of profit from India, and Constantinople, this is our place where we are living surrounding of Constantinople. Why we attack this and capture? This question arises, and Seljuks attacked in 1453 AD. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ಜುಕ್ ಟರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕರೀತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಅಟೋಮನ್ ಟರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅಟೋಮನ್ ಟರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋತ್ ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ India is a part of Asian continent and Europe is also one of the most important continent. ಅವರು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು? ಇಫ್ ಐ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದಿಸ್, at least we have to get profit from this. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ if you attack this, ನಾವು ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ their trade route has been cut off. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ರೂಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ so if they have decided to trade between two continents, they have to come with us and they will be merging with us ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ they have attacked on in 1453 AD. ಈ ಒಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ 1453ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ trade was going, trade ನಡೆಯಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ from India and from Europe. In India, Italian merchants, we call Italian merchants. Italian merchants monopoly over our trade. In Europe, Arabs monopoly over their trade. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟಾಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಟಾಲಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಈ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾಮ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನ, ಮೋನೋಪೊಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಾಮ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ರು. ಅಂಡ್ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಬ್ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೋನೋಪೊಲಿ ಓವರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೋನೋಪೊಲಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ವರ್ ಇಟಾಲಿಯನ್ merchants and Arab merchants, they were getting profit from Indian goods. Even Indian goods ಇಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So later on, what happened when they have decided, when Seljuk Turks or Ottoman Turks, when they have decided to attack on Constantinople, they attacked, not only attacking, they have attacked, but what happened? Trade routes and sea routes both were cut off. Then European merchants or European kings or European sailors, they were thinking themselves, can we do? Constantinople is the center of our trade. Constantinople, this is the gateway of our trade. So it has been cut off. What can we do? ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ನಾವು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ನಾವೀಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್. ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ದ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್. See, here India is here Europe is here. So India and Europe in between Constantinople. When it has been attacked by Seljuks or Ottoman Turks in 1453, their both routes were cut off. So that reason, so that these people have putting more tax on the Indian goods. Here already it was under the Seljuks. Indians are there, Europeans are there. ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಒಂದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಇದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್, ಕೇಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಸೆಲ್ಜುಕ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಅಂಡರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದೇ ವರ್ ಪುಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಇಂದ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ವರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಟು ಯುರೋಪ್. ಯುರೋಪ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, if we are importing any kind of item from Europe to Constantinople, then they have reached to India. ಈ ತರದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. When it has been occupied by the Seljuks, what happened? ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ they were putting more tax on Indian goods. Profit were going to Europeans. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. When it was occupied by these people, their profit has been reducing. ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು it has been going very slow. ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ becoming less, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Then savvy tax on goods, Spain and Portugal, mainly Spain in European countries, Spain and Portugal, they were putting more effort to trade with India. India ಜೊತೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೇನ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಪೋರ್ಚುಗಲ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವು. So that reason, ಯಾವಾಗ when they have attacked, when Seljuks attacked Constantinople, they were thinking, no, we want to get alternate way to trade with India. ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಜೊತೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we want to get another way, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ವೇಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. or else we wanted to discover new sea routes to India. ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಹೊಸ ರೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. So break the monopoly, Italian traders and started to encouraging. See, until then we have said Italian merchants and Arab merchants, they were getting profit from India and Europe because trade was going between Europe and India. ಈ ಎರಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅರಬ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಇಟಾಲಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಲಾಭವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So Spain and Portugal, they have decided that they were not encouraging these people. Then they have started to encouraging their own sailors. ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿಕರಿಗೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತಮ್ಮ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ನಾವು if we support our sailors, if they are going to discover something, means discover sea routes or land routes, it is very useful to us. ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವೇನಾದರೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೇಲರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾವಿಕರಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಈಸಿಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಮಂದಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಟು sailors. So all sailors also, when they have got support from the Spain and Portugal, then they have started to discover new sea routes. ಹೊಸ ರೂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ start ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು when they have started their discovery they were using compass. Here these are the instruments: compass, gunpowder and astrolabe. Astrolabe, these are the important instruments used by sailors by supporting of Spain and Portugal kings. Portugal leaders, the leaders in Mandara, they have given supported to sailors and they were using compass, gunpowder, astrolabe for new sea routes and new land routes. ಇದನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So now here Europe is here. Just to imagine Europe and India. So India here. So they have started already. Sailors were getting support from or encouraged from Spain and Portugal. They have started their journey from Europe. Here Lisbon, in Europe it comes Lisbon. They have started their journey from Lisbon and finally they have reached Cappadocia. In Calicut. In Calicut, it came to Kerala. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಕೇರಳ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಪ್ಪಾಡ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. He was the first he was started from Lisbon. Lisbon ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಂದ ಅವನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. Who came to the first sailor? Vasco da Gama. He was started his journey from Lisbon and finally has been reached at Cappadocia in Calicut. So he was mentioned in the history of the world. He was the first person to discover new sea route to India. India ke new sea route ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದಂತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ್ಕೋ ಡಿ ಗಾಮಾ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. And he was the sailor of Portuguese. Basically Portuguese sailor. ಇವನೊಬ್ಬ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ Portuguese sailor ಆಗಿದ್ದ. So not only this, first he has reached there and ಹೋದ and many attempts had been taken place later on. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ನಾವು ರೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Came and many times he made many attempts while going and ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಹೋದ, ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಬಂದ. Clearly they found easily, oh, we have found from Europe to India, easily we can do our trade. ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು they have decided. So Portuguese, so that reason they are saying Portuguese were the first re-established trade between India and Europe. It has been going for long time. ಅವಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು. When Constantinople occupied by the Ottoman Turks, it has been stopped. So that reason European kings supported the sailors of Portuguese and Spain. So that reason they have re-established the trade between India and Europe. They were the first. ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಈ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಯುರೋಪ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೇನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗಲ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಯಾರಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಾಂಟಿನೋಪಲ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮುಚ್ಚೋಯ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೇಕರ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ವಾಸ್ಕೋ ಡಿ ಗಾಮಾ he reached Cappadocia in Calicut. Then onwards he made many attempts. Finally, Portuguese were the first re-established trade between India and Europe. This is also one mass question. Vasco da Gama is very important and Portuguese also very important. Portuguese ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು they were the first re-established trade between India and Europe ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. And not only that, they Portuguese also were came to India for the first time to trade in India. ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ countries ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ Portuguese was the first. Next, European trade companies. Later on, see, already some countries or a few countries of Europe they came to India and they were getting profit. It means the trade was going between India and Europe. Later on, many countries also they have attracted towards our country because of our wealth. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಉಳಿದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆದ್ರು. then ಇದಾದ ನಂತರ many countries they came to India for the purpose of trade. So among them Dutch, French and English. See here, already Portuguese I have given. Portuguese were the first came to India for trade, then Dutch, then French, then English. So further, after coming of these people to India for trade purpose, what will happen? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನೇನಾಯಿತು? ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಯಾರು how they have established their power, not only trade or power. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ not only they have established their trade centers in India, including further they have made their supreme power in India. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ just they came to India as traders, ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಂದವರು. ಆದರೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಮುಂದೆ further how they have been established their supreme power in India ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. So in that, so first among them was the Portuguese. Yeah, Portuguese we considered they were the first arrival to India, and not only this, keep in mind, first arrival to India and last leave to India. See, first arrival to India, ಇವರೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ಮತ್ತು ಇವರೇ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು. Portuguese, they were the first arrival to India and they were considered as last into India. And after Vasco da Gama, already we studied what Vasco da Gama, he was the Portuguese sailor. He came to India or he discovered sea route to India. Then they have started their more trade between Europe and India. Bada easy ಆಯಿತು. After Vasco da Gama, Francisco Almeida So Francisco Almeida arrived to Viceroy of Portugal. So Portugal means here Portuguese. Here after Vasco da Gama ನಂತರ who came to India? Francisco Almeida. He came to India as a governor. ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ವೈಸ್ರಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ as a viceroy ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. So Francisco Almeida he came to India as a viceroy of Portuguese. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ? He represented by Portuguese. Francisco Almeida he became as a viceroy, came to India as represented by Portuguese. Portuguese are ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. And he made blue water, very important one last question, blue water policy. Blue water policy, when he came to India, he started a policy called Blue Water Policy. ಒಂದು Blue Water Policy ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. What is the aim of this Blue Water Policy? Blue Water Policy is here. What is the aim of this? ಇದರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ತಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so establish his aim was to establish a supreme power on sea routes. Trade was going most of 90 to 80%, 80 to 90% trade was going between trade was going through sea routes. sea route ಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಪವರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಧಿಪತ್ಯವನ್ನ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. ಬ್ಲೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರ್ತಾನೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ trade was going through sea routes, through land routes, but mainly 90% trade was going sea routes. So that reason their supremacy on sea. So that reason blue water policy instead of lands. Lands ಬದಲಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸೀಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಅಧಿಪತ್ಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಪ್ರೀಮಸಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬ್ಲೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ started or founded by Francisco Almeida. Then after him Alfonso de Albuquerque. ಇವನ ನಂತರ after Francisco Almeida, who came to India, Alfonso de Albuquerque. This is also one mark question, but he is the real hero. Alfonso de Albuquerque. Alfonso de Albuquerque. So really, he was the real founder of the Portuguese in India. So questions will be arised differently. Who started Blue Water Policy? Francisco Almeida. Who was the real founder of Portuguese in India? Alfonso de Albuquerque. After Vasco da Gama, Francisco Almeida came to India as a viceroy. But questions are different here. What Blue Water Policy started by Francisco Almeida and Alfonso de Albuquerque. He was the real founder of Portuguese in India. So then when he came to India, he occupied Goa. ಇವನು ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? he occupied Goa from the against Bijapur Sultan. India, you know already, basically provinces were there during that period. Provinces were there. So many provinces were there. ಈ ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ಅಂತ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸಸ್ ಗಳಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮಗಿವ nowadays we are doing states. We have divided states. Whole our country divided into states. ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅವಾಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜಾಪುರ್ ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್ ವಾಸ್ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಗೋವಾ and Alfonso de Albuquerque attacked on him and occupied Goa in 1510. ಸಾವಿರದ 510ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋವಾ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Alfonso de Albuquerque occupied. And later on good administrative activities also done by Alfonso de Albuquerque in India, and many years they have showed their supreme power and their monopoly over Indian trade. So India after arrival of French and English. So until then French and English came to India. Until then Portuguese, they were the supreme. Trade activities were going in India and they established many more trade centers in India. So I thought you understood better. So in next class we want to go about Dutch, then English and French.